You could use this thing as like a ballast song. It's pretty sweet. What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Thooey Outdoors, and today we are going to answer a very important question. Is this $230 Letherman Arc worth the buy? We are outside today. We are going to do a couple outdoor tests with it, and I'm just going to give you guys a little rundown of the Letherman Arc, give you a little overview, and then we're going to get into the action, see how it performs. One of the big design things that they have with the Arc is the free technology, and that's basically using magnets and stuff to be able to lock your tool in place. And this allows you to access your pliers one-handed. You just give it a flick like that, you got your pliers. All of the tools on it can be used or opened with one hand and operated. So if you see the inside tools that used to be inside, they're all facing outside, and they've got little thumb studs for you to push. You can just push them down and your tools will pop up and you can select which one that you want to use. Same with the blade. Blade has a nice little thumb stud there, very easy to access. This is probably the easiest Leatherman blade to access, pull out, and also take it down. Along with the free technology, it has the lock, the Leatherman lock, and I love this lock, guys. Okay, Leatherman has done a DLC coating on all of this, and there is some stainless steel right there that you can see, but I really like the looks of it. They've also got the DLC coating on the blade. I think it looks good. Got the Made in the USA stamp on there. Another thing that really brings this tool out is the exchangeable bit system. As you guys know, in that free P4 and P2, you had the static bits. You couldn't switch them out. They were just like flatheads and micro flatheads. This one allows you to use Leatherman bits and have multiple ones. You can just pull it out right there. I got a flathead and a Phillips. And then the case, or it also came with a full set of bits. And then I also had a bit kit left over, so I was sold on that. And yeah, last but not least, guys, the big bang of this Letherman Arc is the MagnaCut blade. If you guys aren't familiar with MagnaCut, it's a super good stainless steel. It's brand new. Yeah, I'll put it down there, whoever made it. But yeah, this is a super corrosion resistant, super strong, and fairly easy to sharpen steel. It's pretty groundbreaking. A lot of big companies are switching to MagnaCut, especially if you use it in like salt water or wet areas. All right, well, real quick, I'm just gonna go through the tool set. If you guys see some branches in here, I'm getting ready to make a fire. But let's just go through the standard Leatherman tool set here. Got the MagnaCut blade. This is a nice, looks like modified drop point. Really nice grind on there. A can opener and a bottle opener. I mean, they're on pretty much every multi-tool. Here we go, we got the bit exchange thing. It's got a little bit of play in there, but I don't think they'll fall out. It's also got a little recess holder in there, so it'll make sure when these are closed up, I'll try to show you on the camera, that your bit won't fall out, and that's because it's got a hammering side on it. So you'd be surprised how many times you just need to tap something in or crush something or anything like that. And yeah, they finally added one. It's got a nice plate there, and yeah, I'm definitely going to use that quite a bit. Let's go to the edge of this. We've got the wood saw, Leatherman saw. This thing has nice aggressive teeth on it, 2 layers of them. Onto the other side, Leatherman has their file. Now with this file, I would have preferred a replaceable file, something like the little T kit that they have, and you can take it off and replace it with other tools. It's got a diamond file side and a metal wood side. I've used it a little bit, as you can see, sharpened up some of my other knives, and yeah, it's worked out great. Really happy to have a file on my multi-tools. You guys know I'm a fisherman, so sharpening up some hooks always comes in handy. All right, we'll go to the inner tools here. We've got it appears to be like the flathead bit, but I think you could also use it for a big pry bit, and little bottle opener right there. We got the micro driver now. This micro driver is actually pretty cool, guys. I've used it a couple times on like my sunglasses and on even electronic appliances. The outdoor situation, you're going to be using this a lot, especially saving the tip of your blade. These can be used for leather working, punch through. There's no hole through it, so I don't think you can really sew or thread with it, but you could definitely punch a leather hole. We've got scissors, and these scissors are on the outside. These things are great. They're pretty big, pretty hardy. I've cut through a lot of fishing lines so far with them, and I've even trimmed up the mustache every now and then. It's super nice little pair of scissors to have. This is a cool engineering thing. As you can see, they're spring loaded, but as soon as you disengage it, there's something inside there that disengages that spring, so you're able to close it, so you're not wearing on that spring. It's only when it's fully engaged. Now let's get into the meat and potatoes of this. One of the main reasons I bought it, the pliers. This is a really nice plier head set, guys. It's got replaceable wire cutters. One thing about the replaceable wire cutters though, if you guys take a look, I'm not sure if we can get it on frame. These are kind of a new type of plier, hard wire cutters, and if you can see, they're rounded. And so I'm gonna close the tool and you'll see there's a notch in there. And there's no wire stripper, nothing on the box labeled right there. There's just a big old notch. And I found that cutting some zip ties and cutting some snare wire, if the wire gets in there and gets lodged, you're not gonna get a clean cut, and it's kind of an issue. In my opinion, it's definitely a downgrade from the other Leathermans, but on Max Level EDC, he showed that you can get replacements for these. And it will be like the original ones. It'll go straight down, have a 90-degree angle instead of this curve. And yeah, that's pretty much my big gripe with these pliers. But other than that, if you choke the wire up, kind of difficult in gloves. You can get a clean cut, but you know, premium wire cutters, I expected a little bit better from Leatherman. Also with the plier head, one of the issues that I've had, if things bind up in there or if I'm just squeezing on it really hard, I'm gonna try to show you guys. See that drop there? My pliers are completely loose. It's nice and free. I'm just gonna give them a squeeze. Squeeze straight down, just using them like pliers. And look, boom, they're gummed up bad. And it gets worse when you're clipping stuff and cutting stuff, guys. So I'm gonna give it one more little squeeze here and just show you guys. Oh yeah. And it makes operating with one hand extremely difficult when they are gummed up and tight like this. And the fix that I also found this off Max Level EDC, guys. You just grab on this. You're gonna have to tweak your pliers, go up with one hand, down with the other. And I just give it a little open close wiggle motion. And just like that, we're back to the free. So there's a little trick that you can use if they ever bind up, guys. It's kind of been a pain in the butt, but pretty good set. My initial impressions on this thing, guys, I love the free technology. I love the one-handed technology. I mean, you can use this thing as like a ballast song. It's pretty sweet. Really fidgety, really cool. I think they may have compromised a little bit of strength with the free technology, but that's a trade-off that I'm completely willing to take. I mean, ease of use in my multi-tool is pretty much #1 up there. But yeah, good blade. We're gonna get it to the test now, guys. Good test to see if these branches are dry or not, guys. You break it. If you hear that snap, that's exactly what you want. If you're going and you're not getting a snap, it means it's still got some life in it. All right, guys, I got this little Zippo emergency lighter thing. I've never tried it, but to be cool, I'm just gonna use this for a little ignition material. I got a little ferrocerium rod. This is on my other knife. I will be reviewing this. This is the Moore knife Gerberg. This is my beast mode knife. I will be doing a review on it depending on how this goes. But we are going to try to strike the ferro rod with our saw blade. So this is like a 90-degree saw blade. I'm gonna get a good grip on this. Gonna shave a little bit of that ferro rod in there, just nice and slow, and then I'm gonna go for it. Everything's wet. Here we go. But just to show you what this all can do to some leather. Boom, like butter. Ream it out. You can pass stuff through that, guys. Get my saw out. If you find branches in the wild, and you can find that Y branch right there, that's actually a really useful nature-made tool. And I'm gonna show you guys how I do it. Okay, so you're gonna wanna leave a nub at the bottom. I'm just gonna limb this. Okay, and then we're gonna wanna cut decently up, give it some space here. Okay, so that's what we're left with, guys. Kind of looks like a V now. And what we're gonna do is lay it flat on the ground with this pointing up, this little nub. And I'm gonna make an X. I'm gonna use my knife for this. And we're just gonna put it about this high right here on the other end of this, straight up and down. The X like that. Yeah. Oh yeah, I've got the notch there. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna carve away from our notch up. So we're gonna carve into that X, and we're gonna use the top 2 lines of the X as stop lines. We're not gonna carve past that. So we're gonna carve right to those. Okay, and then I'm gonna go down those stop lines again on the top of the X. And as you guys can see, we're making a nice little bird's beak notch. They call them a lot of things. I just call this the notch, but we're gonna keep carving into that. Stopping at our stop lines. And there we go, we got a nice little bird's beak notch. Now there are a variety of uses for this, but the main one would be if you wanted to cook something over your fire. You could hang your pot on that, in that notch right there. And so that little raised notch will keep it secure, and then you can hang this over a stick that you put over your fire. And that's a good way to boil some water, guys. Good little notch. But I'm gonna show you another cool little trick because my backpack is currently just hanging on that tree. So let's go find, boom, perfect. Flip this upside down. Just like that. Got a nice spot to hang my backpack. So, is the Letherman Arc worth the $230 price point? In my opinion, it is. Leatherman's using the latest technology that allows you to have one-handed capabilities. This is by far their best tool set that they've put out so far. I think they've definitely been listening to a lot of the consumers and what we've wanted. They've come out with the very first multi-tool MagnaCut blade, and just based on any other MagnaCut style knives, you're going to be able to match that price point pretty evenly. I personally love the aesthetics of this Letherman Arc, guys. The coatings on it, as well as the stainless steel, I just think looks really professional and really clean. Another thing that can justify the price point a little bit, they have the Made in the USA stamped on the blade and on the plier head, which definitely drives up prices. It's not as cheap when you make it over here as opposed to like in China. And there are definitely a whole bunch of outdoor and everyday uses for this multi-tool. I think it hits a lot of the boxes for about everybody. And keep in mind, Leatherman offers a lot of discounts, whether you're student, military. Make sure you look out for those. You may be able to get this tool for a little bit better of a price. And yeah, guys, I think that this tool overall, in my opinion, is definitely worth the money. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Thuy Outdoors. I'm really curious what you guys think about the Letherman Arc. If you guys have any thoughts, if you guys have it or are gonna buy it. But I really hope this video just helped you guys out if you're thinking about purchasing it, or if you bought it or if you didn't. Anyways guys, have a great rest of your day, and I will catch you on the next video. Please like and subscribe if you liked it, and I'm going to be coming out with some more content, guys. Thank you and peace.